Okay, I drained it. I am transferring the cooked noodle into the bigger bowl. This bowl has been sprayed with the cooking spray. That way it won't stick. So let it cool. It has to cool to the room temperature before we can do anything. So I cooked the rice noodle with a teaspoon and a half of salt and then lots of water. You saw that. And then I drained all the water and then transferred the noodle to the bowl. I am getting ready to open the pressure cooker. Let me check. Yeah, pressure also came down. What I did, I cooked the tofu for 8 minutes. After the pressure reached high, I turned the heat to medium and cook it for 8 minutes and turn it off. Now it came down to room temperature. It's not room temperature. What I mean by that, it reduced all the pressure. So this is the way it will look. What I am going to do, I am going to drain this and rinse it with 2-3 times cold water. That way I can touch the tofu. So that's what I am going to do now. At this point, if you are able to touch it, so that's good. So squeeze out as much water as you can, as dry as possible. See, sometimes it takes a while to get cold. So I'm going to leave it in the cold water for 5 minutes and then I will come back. Hello again. See what I did, you saw that I was rinsing the tofu and then I rinsed it and then kept it to come to the room temperature. When you touch it, you should be able to squeeze out as much water as you can. Each batch of tofu behaves differently. Okay, this time it looks like it had quite a lot of water. I squeezed, but still it didn't go. So I put the clean towel on after squeezing it, and then what I did, I press it down, or if you have some heavy vessel, you can put it on top like that, so that way it will squeeze out as much water as, once when you take out all the water, see, it will behave like a sponge. See, that's what we want, the consistency, we want it to be hard. Since we don't have any control on the tofu, what we get, we can, modify the process. So what I did, that's what I did. After squeezing it out, I put it on this clean towel and then take it out as much water as I can. Now what I am going to do, I am going to blend this using the food processor. So first add the food processor bowl. The chilies I showed you, I chopped up the chilies and added it. And then now I am going to just rip it. It doesn't matter anyhow, it is going to, we are going to shred it like a coconut. It resembles like a coconut, what we are doing. The consistency we want instead of, so that's what I am doing. You just barely pulse it. That way you don't blend it too long. I am adding a teaspoon of salt to it. You saw that the chili, chopped chilies, and then squeezed out the tofu, and then teaspoon of salt. And then turn on the processor, then just pulse it. I better plug the, okay, now. So, it's almost like a crumble. It's not powdery. It is like a shredded coconut. That is the way it will come. At this point, you stop it, and then we will go ahead and then prepare the rest of the. Now, you can use the same pot what you cook the noodle in. Turn the stove to high. Add the 2 tablespoons of oil. Let the oil get heat up. Then just about a minute or so. Then I'm adding the mustard seed. So when it starts popping, the dish is too deep. So I added the urad dal as well. See, since I already popped the seeds, so I didn't wait too long. But if you are using the raw mustard seed, it will take a while to pop. See, now it's popping. So it is sizzling. At this point, add the 1/4 teaspoon of asafetida. Turn the stove to low. Then add the blended tofu, the grated tofu. Then saute it. You can saute it on the medium heat until some of the water still it evaporates. It will turn just light pinkish brown. Until that point, we go ahead and then keep on stirring and saute it. If you are using the coconut, a tablespoon of coconut, I am turning back on to high. I added the coconut. See what it is, once this shredded tofu and the coconut mixture come to the correct consistency, when it gets dry up and then see the pink spots appear, you can turn the heat off, turn the stove off, and then mix this mixture with the cooked noodles. Meanwhile, see what I did, the noodles came to room temperature. We placed that on the bowl, and then you can chop that. Once it comes to the room temperature, what you can do, say sometimes hand is the best thing to do it, but if you don't want to use the hand, sometimes it is difficult. You have to be careful. When it is high, it will go high. Probably it will take full 2 minutes for the tofu mixture to come to the correct consistency, because all the water has to evaporate. That's what we are doing. See, the noodles are cool to the touch at this point. What you can do, you can separate it out, and then you can even, if you have a kitchen scissors, you can snip it like that. The pieces will be smaller. Make sure your hands are cleaner before you touch it. Yeah. See, almost we are ready. Going. Little more. Okay, you can put the garnishing ingredients like I added the cashew nuts, chopped cashew nuts and the coriander, chopped coriander. Just briefly heat it and then turn it over with mix with them. We turn the stove off. Again, hand is the best. See, if you try to use a spatula, another thing it won't. So mix it thoroughly and then we are ready to serve. Today I am going to serve this dish with raita. It can be served with any kind of raita. It is a highly nutritious dish. It can be a main dish too. In our household we have it as a main dish, or you can use it as a tiffin or side dish, anything. Because of the tofu, it is highly nutritious. Thank you.